Hey, what's up, family? This is Sensei. Today we're going to talk really fast about some of the things that you should be having just in case society decides it wants to fall apart for no damn reason. Whether it may be political, maybe a virus like we got smacked in 2019. A lot of us got caught with our pants down and wasn't able to recover. And we were lucky enough that there was no real civil wars or no breakouts. There were people vandalizing. There was a lot of things. I mean, growing up, we had a lot of things that took place, but we never really thought about, hey, what should I be having to prepare for the worst? So I'm going to give you some things that you should be thinking about. We live in a day and age where technology operates everything. So you should have a power bank in your home. A generator is fine, but you can have a power bank as well. I have a power bank that can charge and stay on with my refrigerator plugged into it for 3 days. I did the test on it, a mini fridge, not a full-size fridge, but I have a mini fridge just in case. I could run my TVs, I could put my light system on it, and the thing lasts for a long time. So get yourself a power bank. You can still charge your phones. If you need to communicate with people, you need to use your navigation system. You need to check certain things. You have information stored in there that you need to get to. Have a power bank, a wireless power bank, okay? You can have the one that's portable as well, or the one that stays in your home. Another thing to think about is your water purification systems. There's a ton of them. I'm not plugging any companies, but start looking those things up on Amazon. Read the reviews. Have the water purifier settled down because, you might have to run in the woods. You have no idea what's going to happen. Maybe it's not going to be the zombie apocalypse, and maybe it's not going to happen based on the political war and all that stuff going on right now. And remember, this video, I'm not feeding on the fear-mongering. I'm talking about the possibilities of things that can happen, things that has already happened, and things that will happen. Right now, you have people a couple of states down from me, North Carolina, who is going through so much, literally in the same state, in Augusta, Georgia, who got hit with that storm, and they have no backups of any sorts, and they're homeless right now. They had a beautiful home, and they woke up, a storm destroyed their home. So you see, it can happen to anyone, and it hurts me to know that they're going through that. But, I'm not going to go too deep into being sad. Another thing for you to have is your first aid kit. First aid kit, you might get a little scrape, you might get stabbed, you might get shot, you might bump your head. A first aid kit is essential. Band-aids of different sizes, okay? Your dressings, different sizes. Have a suture, have the scissors, have those little things involved for first aid because you never know. It could be a human being or your pet that get injured. You need to have stuff that you can help that person to heal up and get better. Have some antibiotics, things that can fight off bacteria, okay? Another thing to think about is non-perishable foods. Beans, for example. I'm not talking about the canned beans alone. I'm talking about beans. Have some beans, have some nuts, have things like that can last a longer time. Nuts can get stale faster, but with the beans, you can cook beans and get a ton of proteins from your beans and carbs. So you're getting a lot of energy from beans by itself. Could be lentils, kidneys, garbanzo, whatever way you look at it, have that going on. What most of us don't realize too is have a tent. Have something that's sturdy enough to maintain shelter. Like I said, you never know what you're going to wake up to. Every time you go to bed, hey, there's a movie called Dark City. It's an older movie. Look up Dark City. Watch that movie. You go to bed, you don't know what's going on. You don't know how the world is going to change while you're sleeping. And then you wake up to something that's just crazy, psychotic. You don't know. Utilities. Have yourself some survival utilities. Have tools. A hammer, for one. What people don't realize is a hammer is like the ultimate weapon. A hammer, man, if I'm going at it with somebody and I have to defend myself and that person has a knife and I have a hammer, understand I'm going to do a lot of damage with my hammer. Yes, you're going to do a lot of damage with your knife, but please understand the hammer, that thing is vicious. If you have to break a tree limb apart, if you have to smash a rock apart, if you got to dig something up, the hammer can do all of that. The hammer is just an amazing tool that many of us think is only for driving in nails. Hell no. Hammer, fantastic. A utility knife, okay? Some pliers, some snippers. Those things come in handy. Because if you're fishing, you got the snippers, you can cut that wire. You can do so much stuff. These are the little tools that I tell you to have ready to go. Your flashlights. Do you have flashlights? Come to think of it, I need to get some flashlights for this house. some more flashlights, because the flashlights, the handheld flashlights are great, but I prefer the headlamps. Hold on. I prefer these, because what these do, these flashlights, they literally will give you a free hand. I'm gonna blind you. See that? So I could put this on my head, and I could freely move around with my hands free. If something happens and I have strobe on this, see that? You can get these from Amazon, and they're bright as heck. I could walk in the woods in the nighttime and see everything. If you have to use your hands and you have to hold a flashlight, then you're crippled on one side. If you hold it on your left side, you're crippled on your right. You're crippled on your left side. If you hold it on your right side, you're crippled on your right side. So get the headlights. Way better. It's just much better. Okay. Something that could start a fire. Anything that could start a fire. Lighters. Get a couple of lighters. Get a couple of spark pieces. The ropes that you can use to strike the fire. Get something that could start a fire. You know what I mean? I like to have also the propane tanks, the smaller the propane tanks with a little mini stove. Electricity goes out, okay? It might not be the apocalypse, but electricity might go out in the house. It happened to me and my wife when we lived in Connecticut. There was a big storm called Nino. It was a major snowstorm. You could look that up online. We had no power in Connecticut, zero power, okay? The stoves wasn't working, none of that. You know what we did? We ended up grilling. I was able to grill my food. It didn't spoil. You know, we didn't open the fridge back and forth. It still kept the food nice and cool. And we were able to grill. I had a propane tank. Got to work. And we had a damn good time doing that. You know what I mean? Solar chargers are great. I really want to get something for this house, like a solar unit system. I'm not sure in my area if this is where I don't see a lot of houses with it, but I would love for my house to go completely solar, where I'm not dependent up on the company out here that's doing all this crap. You know what I'm saying? That's charging me money for this and charging money for that. I don't want that. What else can I tell you guys? It's so much, man. Your firearms. Have your weapons handy. Okay? And I know I mentioned the hammer and the knife, but have your knife. You need a knife. You need a knife to cut through stuff, to slice your way out, to do things. You need a knife. Your weapons of choice is up to you. You can have your guns, you can have your knives, you can have a sword, you can have your hammer, you can have a grenade. I don't know what your taste is, but have self-defense things situated and ready to go at any time. Have your stuff stored where you can go and go and go. Now, I know a lot of you might have your weapons in a safe, but listen, man, if somebody's breaking in your home and you have to get to your gun and you have your gun locked away at nighttime, I promise you, you'll be in such a panic mode that you're never going to get in that damn safe. Okay, by the time the dudes get up on you, you're done. So I don't know why people put their guns and lock their guns away in a safe. I get it from children. I get it. My household is different, and everybody sees differently in this. I get it. I know. But I make sure that my kids are fully educated on how to safely operate a weapon, how to use a weapon, how to disassemble the weapon, how to oil the weapon, how to clean the weapon, how to hold the weapon, all this stuff. I teach my whole family. I'm not gonna hide my guns from my kid, and then they get their hands on it, and they're like, "Ooh, what's this?" Pow, and they blow themselves away, or their friends, which happens a lot, by the way. So have your weapons ready. Have stuff like that. Have cash on hand. Have some cash. Electricity goes out, which happens out here sometimes in Covington, and you see a lot of signs, cash only, no machines available because the power is out. So have cash. It doesn't have to be a lot of money. Have small bills, not a bunch of $100 bills. Have small bills. Something costs you $20 and you give them $100, they ain't got no change. Guess what? You done. So have small bills, some fives, some tens, because remember, dollar bills still exist. You remember those, right? I don't know if you remember what dollar bills are, but those things still freaking exists. Okay? They're still there. And another thing that some people might not think about is having seeds. You know, seeds that you plant, watermelon seeds, tomato seeds, have those things already available as well, because you never know. You might have to leave and find a space, or maybe you have your property in your home. Supermarkets are shut down for a while, and you can start planting your foods so you can harvest it during the time. You can plant certain things and have access to herbs, healing herbs, things like that. I'm just giving you guys some insights because you just never know. You just never know. And I'm not going to overkill you guys with the whole craziness of being prepared and all this stuff. But I'm going to tell you, be prepared. Your vehicle, make sure you go to bed with that vehicle loaded with gas. Have it filled. As a matter of fact, I got to go get my truck filled up because I have two vehicles. The truck needs to have more gas in it. I know that for a fact. I don't drive my truck a lot, but I want the truck to be ready to go at longer distance. I ain't got to worry about stopping. Also, we've had times where they broke into the gas lines, they hacked into it. Y'all see what I'm saying? I'm giving you guys real life stuff because this has happened. This is not like things that's going to happen. This has happened. Okay? And the gas was out. We had no gas. People was fighting. They had to, I think you were able to get only $5 worth of gas per person because they hacked into the gas lines. Look it up. I'm telling you. Right now, the other day, the shipping, the harbors, they were striking. And then there was a massive storm that knocked out some of the factories. So the supermarkets around my area, I noticed I go in there, they're not stocking up anymore. So I asked the guy, hey man, how come you guys the shelves seem empty? And he explained to me exactly what happened. And they have not been able to restock to this very day. Every time I go there, the shelves are getting emptier and emptier. And then you have the people who panic and they go and buy everything, not worried about the other people around them. You don't have to be greedy and buy like 10,000 rolls of toilet tissue or 1,000 bottles of baby oil. I couldn't help that one. I'm sorry, man. No, I got issues. But the idea of preparing and all of us being able to be aware and, have people around you with certain talents. A lot of you are military, so some of you should be doing your due diligence to teach your family and your friends about certain survival things, how to use a map, how to use a compass, right? How to navigate your way through the dark, right? What are some of the things you need to have in case you have to get away? What kind of boots should you have? What type of rope should you think about doing? What's the best type of fishing lines, the best type of knife? You guys should be out there educating more people that you claim you love because you know and I know that things are happening every single day, every day. And it can go crazy. I have something hanging off my damn lip. Take that off. Yeah, it can go crazy. All right, so that's my thing. Get ready, man. Be ready. Be prepared. Okay, it's better to have it and not need it than needing it and not having it, right? So have things in place. Some of you might have things already. Some of you might not. Some of you are even go deeper into preparing. Just have your stuff ready, all right? This is Sensei telling you, your body is just a body until you make it a temple. And let's keep on getting these miles, these money, and this muscle. That's my two quotes that I use. One on the Cheer Fit Camp channel and one on my Ride Fit Nation channel. I'm sharing this video on both channels. All right? I'll see y'all later. Peace.